Imagine hearing the sound of a Dixieland jazz band. You're eating crawfish etouffee, the frenzied sound of a local youth tap dancing on bottle caps. Lazare, bon temps roulé, you are in New Orleans. I'm going to speak briefly about the diversity of the city of New Orleans. The mix of cultures that created New Orleans were varied. A little French, some Spanish, some African, maybe a little bit of Caribbean voodoo. These different cultures collide in the city today like a delicious gumbo or an impromptu jazz session. The food and music of the city are a direct result of that cultural mixture. To fully understand the city of New Orleans, one must examine where it came from. Originally, what would become New Orleans belonged to a local Native American tribe who enjoyed the area as it nestled between Lake Pontchartrain and the Mississippi River. The Spanish began to conquer the New World and explore the Mississippi River. Then the French arrived in the area and New Orleans was founded in 1718. The slave trade of the United States was primarily entering the country through the port of New Orleans. From 1812 to 1860, known as the antebellum period, the population of New Orleans increased from 18,000 to 170,000. It was now the largest city in the South. With that massive influx of people became a variety of cultures. Slaves from the Caribbean and Africa brought styles of dance, music, and cooking. The languages of the French and Spanish mixed with those speaking English. Even the Irish arrived in droves with great famine. Those mixed demographics are evident in the music of the region. There is now a local innovation of music that combines different elements from other musical styles. Jazz, a uniquely American style of music, was born in New Orleans. It originated as a result of the mixed cultures jammed together in this relatively small city. A resident could hear a Native American drumming, an African spiritual, a Caribbean calypso, and the French military brass band, all within a single day. The combination of African rhythms, Native American sounds, Caribbean styles, and European instrumentation eventually resulted in the birth of jazz. A need to innovate and experiment in music is the result of this incredible mixture of cultures in this unique city. Jazz is now an influence on other forms of modern music, from rhythm and blues, country, hip-hop, and various forms of electronic music. Jazz itself is still a living art form, from which constant influx is taking elements from other styles and incorporating them. And of course, when walking through New Orleans, one can hear all types of music, bringing pleasure to a diverse mix of listeners. You are never out of earshot from a trumpet, a guitar, a tuba, or an alto saxophone. The cuisine of the area is similar to the music in its diversity. Combined traditions and cultures create unique foods. Like the music, architecture, and languages, the food in the area is a direct result of these mixed cultures. New Orleans food borrows from various culinary traditions such as classical French cuisine, Caribbean spices, and locally available seafood. Those foods have become a tradition in their own right. Some of the restaurants in the area have maintained family ownership and values since 150 to 200 years ago. Much of the culinary traditions have survived and thrived various governments, wars, and natural disasters. I am now standing near the world-famous Café du Monde, appropriately the Café of the World. They have served a simple menu of café au lait and beignets since 1862. I believe understanding the diversity of New Orleans will help you appreciate just how unique the city is. Everything came together in order to produce a city bent on providing a good time for those who live and visit here. From a varied mix of cultures, New Orleans was created. Its rich culture has continued to grow in so many ways that still thrive and continue to elaborate on its diversity. When you eat jambalaya or listen to the genius of Louis Armstrong, you realize that you are tasting history and eating history born of colliding cultures.